The kid laughs. I'll humor you, he says. There is only one battlefield that they can go to for this battle, and that's the one behind the Pokemon Center. The red-headed kid picks his Pokemon first, sending out a Poliwhirl. And in response, Mason sends out his Onix. The Onix, though he found it weakened, he already knew was a powerful Pokemon. And as the battle starts, he tends to make this known, calling immediately for a high hit, high power, high level move, Rock Slide. Much to his displeasure, Onix opens its mouth wide and yawns, declaring that it's not going to do such a thing. The red-headed kid immediately takes advantage of this, calling for a bubble beam. This move hits, and the Onix then turns to look at the water type. The fury in its eyes. It lets out a loud roar and goes on the attack. Finally, Mason thinks, not giving a thought to the fact that it's moving without command. The Onix shoots towards the water type. Then the red-headed boy simply calls for a water gun. And just like that, Onix is defeated. Mason angrily returns his Onix. Blaming the loss on its lack of obeying him. Before sending out his Murray, the electric sheep takes to the field, looking excited as ever. The red-headed boy, immediately noticing the disadvantage, calls for a Hypnos. The move, much to his delight and Mason's fur, lands. Murray, get up, he calls, as the red-headed kid decides to press this advantage by using double slap. 1 slap, 2 slap, 3 slap, 4 slap, 5 slap, and suddenly the sheep Pokemon's eyes are open. As the water type goes for another attack, it uses a Thunder Wave. This paralyzes the Pokemon, and then it uses Thunder Shock. This deals a great blow of damage. The frog tries to recover, but before it can, it's hit by another Thunder Wave. And then it's knocked out. Mason celebrates. Now that I'm using my starter who will listen to me, this will be a walk in the park, he thinks. That is until a swift feat is given to him by the hands of a small black Pokemon with a red feather and vicious claws. He doesn't know what the Pokemon is. He's sure he has seen it before, but that doesn't matter. His starter is down, and for the first time in his life, he sees the small Marie knocked out. Mason runs to his starter as the red-haired kid returns his Pokemon and carelessly walks away, leaving the kid with just one word: totally a weakling. Deciding that the bat move against the red-haired boy that he lost must have been a fluke, a mistake if you will. Continues to the gym. Now that it's the next day and all of his two Pokemon are restored, he is certain that he can win that gym badge no problem. And so it's with that idea in which he sends out his first choice against Volkner, who welcomed him warmly into the gym. This battle will be a Hoo-Hoo against the Onix. He immediately calls for a bite from the Onix. The Onix turns to him and yawns, once again refusing to listen to him. This makes his blood boil. However, his opponent, the gym leader of the Violet City Gym, knows an opening when he sees one, and so calls for a powerful peck. Of course, this does very little as the Onix is, well, a rock type. But that doesn't matter to the who seems to find great pleasure in being able to dish out attacks and not get any counter attacks in response. However, this all changes when finally it pokes a little too hard. And this actually hurts the Onix, who roars in anger before going on the attack. Mason hopefully calls for a rock slide. The Onix, though, does not do this. Instead, the Onix goes on the attack, slapping the small owl out of the sky before wrapping its tail around. When it sees that the bird is no longer conscious, it lets go, finally having had its revenge. Now, seeing this as a real powerful threat to his team, Faulkner, the gym leader, sends out his strongest Pidgeotto takes the field. And after a quick double steel wing that the Onix was very much so unable to counter, mostly due to not being willing to battle until after the first one lands. This leaves Mason down to one more Pokemon, and so he sends out his starter. The electric sheep takes to the field. Electricity in its fur as it prepares itself. The powerful bird is upon them sooner than they're ready. By quite sooner than they're ready. But this doesn't put the boy in any state of distraught, as he simply calls for a thunder wave. The move unfortunately misses, and as the bird comes into land, its powerful move, his mind races before coming up with a move that can stop this. Cotton Guard. Mason screams at his starter desperately. The starter nods, and its fur, its cotton, fluffs up as the giant flying type's wings hit. The sheep is sent back several feet. The sheep is sent flying and slowly gets up. One more hit and it will be done for. The bird comes in once again at top speed. This time, Mason gives the order to his electric sheep to dodge the attack, which the sheep does, in fact, manage to do. The steel wings only just missing. He then calls for a thunder wave. Much to Mason's delight, this time it lands, paralyzing the bird. The gym leader calls out to his companion, ordering a strong steel wing again. But the bird is unable to. Because of this, Mason is able to deliver 2 shock waves, doing quite a bit of damage to the powerful Pokemon due to the typing. As he goes to attack it again, though, the bird finally is able to move, shooting towards his starter with a steel wing. Dodge, Mason calls, but his sheep, judging the distance, knows that it won't be able to. So instead of obeying its trainer and dodging, the small sheep Pokemon sends out its strongest shockwave yet. The move lands, and with that, the flying type falls. Yes! Mason calls, running up to the starter Pokemon and hugging it. That was good, kid, says Opener. But you should be wary. Your Onix did not listen to a single thing you said. and your Marie was able to win the battle without help from you. Oh? We won the battle, didn't we? Though, said Mason. You did, said the gym leader. However, the way you won it, well, you might as well not have been the trainer of these Pokemon. They didn't need you. Therefore, you can't exactly call yourself a Pokemon trainer, can you? Huh. Mason pauses for a moment, thinking about this. But I still won in the end, he points out. And that's all that matters. Shaking his head, the gym leader presents to the 10-year-old his first gym badge. The young kid holds the badge up in his hands and smiles. His first victory, and he did it all on his own. Yes! Cries the kid happily. Volkner just shakes his head. And that's where I'm gonna leave it for now. If you enjoyed the story, please subscribe. This is a new channel and it could use all the help it can get. And so with that, I'll leave you to it.